monsters attack Jungkook, the world now knows the wounds of a star on a supposedly ordinary night in summer Seoul. The K-pop world is once again rocked by an incident that is not only alarming, but also heartrending. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS who has been known for his mental strength, professional attitude, and the incredible stage aura, again a victim of Sasaeng action, a term used to refer to obsessive fans who violate the privacy of their idols. But this time, what happened was not just a violation. These are attacks on Jungkook's own dignity, security, and mental health. According to an unnamed internal source, the incident occurred after Jungkook returned home from a secret vocal training session for his new project. He was scheduled to return to his apartment without a large escort because he wanted the night to feel more human, quieter. But what awaited him in the lobby was not silence, but a group of Sasaeng who had been waiting since the afternoon. They tried to get close to Jungkook, shouting his name, even touching him as he passed through the narrow hallway to the elevator point. One of them, a woman known to the ARMY community as the Sasaeng monster because of her dangerous track record, reportedly tried to record Jungkook's face from a distance of only a few centimeters, even trying to pull his mask while saying, "Show your face. We know you're just pretending to be tired." Jungkook, who was not expecting the incident, was shocked and trembling, and the security staff who arrived late could only limit the situation after the riot. In the CCTV leaked to the media and then deleted by HYBE quickly, Jungkook is seen bending over, holding his temple while sitting near the elevator wall, breathing irregularly and looking very shaken. A few hours later, Weverse was filled with fans' concerns. HYBE also issued an official statement. "We strongly condemn the privacy violation and safety-threatening behavior of our artist John Jungkook. We will take legal action against the individuals involved, including reporting to the authorities. The health and safety of our artists is an absolute priority." However, what makes this event even more painful is the fact that this is not the first time Jungkook has been subjected to this kind of treatment. On several previous occasions, he has talked about his fear of being followed to the gym, and even driving. But that night, something different happened. The mask cracked, and the world saw the wounds that he had been hiding behind a smile and hard work. Several soldiers who were nearby witnessed Jungkook being taken back into HYB's car while being calmed by his manager. His face was pale, and from the trembling gestures of his body, a deep trauma could be felt. One of the eyewitnesses said, "He looks like a lost child." This is very painful to look at. We as fans are supposed to protect, not destroy. After the incident, ARMY Global moved quickly. Many fans have called for a boycott of Sasaeng accounts known for stalking Jungkook and selling his personal information. Even some of the great artists voiced anger. Famous Korean R&B singers, idols are not public property. They're human. Do we have to wait for something tragic to happen just to start caring? However, in the midst of the chaos, one moment that really shook everyone's hearts was the Weverse post written directly by Jungkook at 3:17 a.m. Korea Standard Time. "I knew I had to be strong, but tonight I'm scared. Not because of you, but because I realized I was never really alone. And that's not a good thing. I want to live as a human being, not just as a name." The sentence was like a scream from the heart of someone who had kept the wound in silence. A painful confession. That life that seemed perfect from the outside turned out to be full of unimaginable fear and pressure. Comments and support flooded that upload. Armies from all over the world write open letters, draw artwork, make videos as a form of love and empathy. Thousands of messages were uploaded with a single sentence that became a symbol of the night. "Jungkook, you are not alone." The next day, HYB's front gate was filled with bouquets of flowers and handwritten letters from fans. Some included excerpts from BTS songs sung by Jungkook, such as "You're My Light," "You're My Star," and "Even If You're in Pain, Just Lean on Me." And in a world increasingly aware of the importance of mental health, Jungkook's story that night is a reminder that even the brightest stars have dark sides to hide. That fame, fan love, and global achievement don't necessarily heal the wounds inflicted by privacy neglect and unreasonable pressure. After the events of that night, the atmosphere among BTS fans, the media, And even the entertainment industry in South Korea changed dramatically. The incident of Jungkook being emotionally attacked by Sasaengs not only touched sympathy, but it also aroused national indignation and reflection about how fragile the line between idols and the public is, and how dangerous it is when fans turn into stalkers. In the weeks that followed, Jungkook did not appear in public. There is no live, no Instagram updates. There wasn't any activity that would normally make the army relieved. And it is precisely in that silence that worries grow. Is Jungkook really okay? Was the trauma deeper than expected? And what most disturbs the hearts of many people is, will this be a turning point in his life, in the direction of moving away or disappearing completely? But in the midst of the silence, Jimin appeared. He doesn't talk much, but his story uploaded on the 4th night after the incident, which shows the night sky with one bright star accompanied by writing. When the night is the darkest, the stars shine the brightest enough to make the army cry in silence. No need to name names. Everyone knows that about Jungkook. Meanwhile, HYB reportedly tightened the security of all her artists, especially Jungkook. One source mentioned that they had moved Jungkook's residence temporarily and add personal bodyguards who now not only guard in public spaces, but also during training, travel, and rest periods. HYB worked with the Korean police and Interpol to investigate the Sasaeng network that had been illegally selling Jungkook's personal information to dark messaging apps. One of the main perpetrators of the so-called Sasaeng monster was arrested and is now in legal proceedings. But everyone knows the arrest of one person does not remove the wound. During a closed-door meeting, according to local media, one of the senior staff at HYB said, "We lost something that night. Some of the cheery Jungkook might not come back the same way." The sentence made a big headline in a Korean newspaper the next day, shaking the feelings of fans who were still trying to come to terms with what happened. On the other side of the world, the international army does not stand still. From Brazil to Paris, from Jakarta to Chicago, fans held JK Safe Space Day, that is, offline and online events to talk about mental health, the importance of privacy, respect the idol's personal boundaries. It's not about fandom anymore. It's about humanity. Murals depicting Jungkook's face have appeared in various cities with inscriptions such as "Let him breathe," "Not your property," and "You don't own stars, just their light." Even one of the television channels in Germany aired a special documentary titled Idol, Behind the Camera, which featured the Jungkook incident as the center of attention. The narrative of the documentary was closed with a cutting sentence. "The world loves them for the light they emit, but forgetting that they can burn from the same warmth." And then, a week after everything went quiet and the world began to grope for the worst possible, Jungkook reappeared, not in a live broadcast, not in an official interview, but through a short video on the Weverse account. It only lasts 23 seconds. He was wearing a loose white t-shirt, sitting on the balcony against the backdrop of the soft afternoon sun. With a small smile, though his eyes still seemed to harbor fatigue, he said, "I'm still here. Thank you for not leaving me. I'll be back, slowly, but I'll be back." And then the screen darkens. The video ends. Those 3 sentences. Just 3 sentences. But for millions of people, that's enough. It was proof that Jungkook did not give up. That although he was shaken, betrayed by a small minority of people who claimed to love him, he chose not to run away from this world. It still believes there is more to love than hate, more protection than exploitation, and perhaps, as one of the fans wrote in a letter sent to HYB's office and viral on the internet, "Jungkook, if the world ever made you cry, then let us be the pedestal on which your tears fall, not to hold them. But so that you know, you're not alone. The days after that were not easy. But with love that keeps flowing, with time that keeps running, and with slow steps now accompanied by the whole world, Jungkook got up again.